rock bottom. Get it? Rock? No, I'm not going to show you my bottom. Hello and welcome, not yet anyway. Hello and welcome to the 361 Recovery Programme and episode 7. And you might hear the soundtrack of fireworks outside as we go on because it's November the 5th. Episode 7, rock bottom. Okay, 1, buy one, get one free. I'm here to tell you now, and this is the main point of this week. There is more than one rock bottom. I want you to know now because I didn't know this and it really upset me when I found out there was several. So here I am 20 years ago, rock bottom, as I thought the only one. My husband ran off, my children were 3 and 5 and I had a mortgage and no job. I do remember, quite honestly and seriously, this memory that cut into my soul, I think. My son crying for his dad, Christmas Eve. And then just January darkness. 2, roller coaster. It took me 10 years to recover, or so I thought. But why do we think that if we get another partner, which I had, another mortgage and another car, and another dog, that we've recovered? We can show people we've recovered. Show who? It looked great, but like decorating, my life just had massive cracks under the shoddy wallpaper. 3, stay high. Down I went as husband number 2 turned out to be my biggest mistake, and this time it was a second rock bottom. This was worse than the first one. Well, why did I tell myself that everything would be okay and it wouldn't be as bad? I think we tell ourselves these stories to comfort ourselves. We're just listening to our own bedtime stories. 3, cold comfort. Or is it 4? The second rock bottom was further down. I lost my house, my job, and my mental health. And I was facing homelessness, Christmas 2015. This truly was rock bottom, repossession. I lost everything. Pause for effect. 4 or possibly 5, lost and found. Every experience has its upside. And yes, I did lose everything materially, but there was something that stayed with me. The only way I can explain it is that there was something really small flickering inside. And even though I was in terrible trauma with lots of shame, I still had a few things. My sons, one of my dogs, my writing, and I began to share my trauma through stage shows. I lost everything, and I was going and performing, and I was scaring people because they didn't want to think that someone like me, a clever teacher with 2 sons and a mom, could lose their home. They didn't want to think that it could happen to them. Anyway, whatever remained, and I don't know what it was, I like to call it hope. And it was a small glimmer in the dark, but it grew. And I didn't suffocate in that dark. I sometimes thought I would, and it took me 5 years, 3 of those spent at the beach, for that hope to grow. That little light grew, and I got better. I started to recover from the traumas, and I started to think more clearly, and I developed the 361 Recovery Programme, aimed at women following loss and women like me. In every loss there is a death of something we love. But it's a bit like winter. In January it's really dark and cold and bleak, but there are lots of things growing under the surface. That small piece of you is still there. I like to think that after everything that happened, that small piece is indestructible in me. And it's the same for you. The 361 helps you find the one little piece of you that remains. It can't be destroyed. Orwell was wrong in 1984. There is something in us that can't be destroyed. So one day you'll be able to bloom again in weak sunlight, if that is all there is. 361 Recovery Programme is coming out to you twice a week, Monday and Wednesday at 7, and 2 blogs, and also a podcast coming January 2020. Find out more at www.goddess.co.uk. Hope it helped.